Dear distinguished and respectful guests, especially dear both Vice Presidents of the European Commission, Mrs. Vestager and Mr. Skinas, dear researchers, dear professors, teachers, decision makers, also, I believe, online, our students, our children. It is really my big pleasure and at the same time also an obligation and commitment to address you today on behalf of the Slovenian presidency of the Council of the European Union on our conference entitled Resetting Education and Training for the Digital Age. One of the European Union priorities and also the priorities of Slovenian presidency to the Council of the European Union is digital transition. Together with the green transition, probably these are the two, we can call them resilient and resistance transitions for the future. For each nation state, for European Union, and I also believe for the whole global world. And when we speak about digital transition, and when we connect this digital transition into educational system, we, as we've already seen through the performance of our students, we are going to need to address a huge challenge. It is not going to be only a challenge related to the educational system, but it is going to be a challenge related to the whole society, to the whole social system of the nation, of also Europe, of something that we as well together addressed as the European value, European healthy perspective of future societies. And it is a big task in front of all of us. And if we are going to be successful, and I'm sure that we all want to be successful, then the only right way to approach is that we step together and that we address each from our own responsibility, obligation, and also interest cornerstone, the best possible answer to our future. To something that is definitely going to be addressed and oriented into digital, but not for any price, especially when we are speaking about educational system. We are more than, I can say, consent in understanding that our young generations are more or less digital generations. But it was very clearly seen from the performance that those digital generations also need human emotional touch. And that the older ones are those who have the responsibility to open their eyes into this and to also to give them those emotional touches. Because here we are also the teachers. We as parents, we as family, we as friends, but also you as the teachers. And it is a question right now where this best possible equilibrium point of opening the future and at the same time maintaining those solid, important and needed traditional elements can be and needs to be identified. And I do understand the conference and the workshops that are going on today and tomorrow in Ljubljana, in the framework of this conference, to do exactly this. And that's why I'm so happy that we were able to organize this conference together with the European Commission, but especially with you, with representatives not only from the decision-making bodies, but also from the real-life practice. And we need to hear your voice. Just like we very, very clearly see and hear the voice of our young people. And we need to address the elements, the components of how to call it, the mantra that we identified together, and it is called blended learning. What is blended learning? What are the compositions, the percentages of those blended learning? These are the key questions right now. And we've already said blended learning means traditional way of gaining knowledge, digital approach to learning and the use of digital tools in this, and also the part of learning that is actually learning gained from visiting, from getting knowledge and information from somewhere else, like from the nature, from the environment. This goes to the green transition as well. So those combinations are the ones that we identified together as the ones that are going to create the educational systems, processes, and also vision of knowledges of the future. And we want to do this together. We need to do this together. And that's why your voice today is so, so important. And it is going to be addressed and used also for our future work. And at this point, I would extremely like to thank you for all the contributions that you are going to do today. We will also see each other again tomorrow through the panel of the ministers. And I'm more than sure that we are, at the end, be able to give the answers to the last call of our performance, and this is the call how to also give a strong hug to our children when they are in school, when they need it, and how to tell them where they can get it, together with the high quality of knowledge that is definitely going to be based also on the digital type of processes and also knowledges, while being aware of the fact all the time that when we speak about digital transformation and digital knowledge in the spaces like the school spaces, that we need to be very careful and at the same time very patient with it. That means that digitalization has a lot of advantages. It's also directly answering the needs, the words of our youngsters, but at the same time, digital can also have a lot of threats behind the scene. It is not only emotional threats, there are also threats directly related to the educational systems and the processes if we want to achieve the highest quality of the processes and of course knowledge at the end of the day. So all my best and thanks for coming to Ljubljana in these very challenging and difficult times. I would like to really ask you again to pay attention to all these security measures because of COVID. You know that also the situation here in Ljubljana and in Slovenia is going to be harder and harder. So we need to really take care of the distances and all other measures related to epidemiological situation. But I'm sure that we are going to be clever enough, like the whole system that we are responsible for in the field of education is. So all my best, and I'm very much looking forward to your knowledge, to your findings, to your advices that we are going to see and also debate through today's and tomorrow's conference on resetting education for the digital age. Thank you so much.